Greetings, brothers. Welcome to the Blood Angels Commander channel.
You know, I just realised I am sitting in the dark. No, it is an Army List show tonight because I think I've got a tactics video coming out tomorrow at 5 PM because it's a synchronised video with another Warhammer 40,000 creator, and the video will get buried by YouTube if I go live 3 hours after it comes out tomorrow. So tonight is going to be Army Lists, and tomorrow is going to be tactics video at 5 PM, which will be noon EST. You guys can hear me, right? So a bit of a switch up in the schedule this week. Who's the creator? I don't know. I've asked him if I can say who it is, but like he hasn't got back to me. He is the worst he's the worst creator ever at using Discord, apparently. Because I messaged him like 3 times this week trying to get the final things set up. He's a nice guy. I think he just doesn't use Discord. That's fair. Like, for the longest time, I didn't know what the hell I was doing on Discord. So, like, maybe he hasn't seen my PMs. Maybe I need to actually just shoot him an email. That's what I'll do after this. I will shoot him an email. But yeah, and also tomorrow, I'm now doing a new... I'm doing a fast. I filmed the start of the fast this morning, so it's going to be on the channel, like, later this week or something. So we're counting up. So we're at 6 hours, 52 minutes, and 20 seconds fasted. I'm aiming for 72 hours. So tomorrow night, if I was doing the Army List show tomorrow night, then I would be at 34 hours. So I don't know how good my brain is going to be after no food for 34 hours. Because I feel like there's a... my stomach's rumbling a little bit. There's definitely a headache coming on. So we'll see. So yeah, tomorrow night is a write-off. Let's do some lists tonight. That's the plan. So yeah, so we should get straight into lists. Good evening, Marius. Good evening, Mike. Good evening, Colgar. Gruff Bucket's here. Hello, Gruff Bucket. Benjamin is here. Hello, Benjamin. James, nice to see you. Bad Francis. Campbell was first in the chat. So you are all the legends that actually have notifications turned on for the channel. All these other would-be subscribers or followers don't have notifications. Yeah, I'm trying to remember to drink water on the fast. I definitely have not drunk enough water. Like, probably I've only drunk one of these. That's 1 litre in like 7 hours. That's definitely not enough. But I'm trying to remember. I don't feel like I drink enough water. But yeah, so we'll see. I don't know if I'll get anywhere near 72 hours, but the first 7 have been okay. So we'll see where we are. And I've like broken out my handy cam, which I never use. The good old handy cam that everyone makes fun of me for still owning, but I think it is a good camera. And I've been filming a little bit in the handy cam. So right, Nor 11 is our first list for tonight. He says, "Hey John, I have my first 100-player GT coming up. I think this is the list I'm going with. I appreciate a review if you get a chance. I'm playing WCT terrain, much tighter corners and sight lines. Overall, the hope is to push early most games and hold early game primaries as much as possible. If you're going to hold early game primaries as much as possible, I hope you've got multiple impulsors in this list. If you don't, I'm going to tell you to buy some. I'm tabled most games." Yeah, I mean, if you're tabled most games, I feel like you need more impulsors. But finding if I can score enough early, I can at least deny a turn or 2 and win. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like I'm tabled in most of my games playing Blood Angels. I feel like I've taken heavy losses in most games. Sometimes you can get tabled, but I think you need to think about ways of not being tabled, right? Like, being tabled is super risky, right? Like, what, you're going to score all your points in the first couple of turns and then just be like, aha, I'm just going to try and hang on. I think it's risky. Warboss is saying beer for him. Yeah. Mike says I would struggle with 7 minutes of fasting. Yeah, well, fasting helps me control my cravings a lot. And that's why I do it. Morning, Speargrass. I am very well, thanks for asking. Can you sing me a song I wrote? I don't have a singing voice. Surely there's someone you can find to sing a song. Okay, so we've got our captain with jump pack with Ordained Sacrifice, so he's coming back to life. We've got a blazing captain, so no Overwatch. We've got Mephiston, Dante, and the Sanguinar. Okay, fine. I don't know if I play both Mephiston and the Sanguinar. I feel like I do either or, but I guess it depends on how you want to play Angelic Inheritors. So I imagine we're going to see like 3 squads of Sangre Guard. We've got double Ball Predator, a Ballistus, Eradicators, and a Lancer, an Invader ATV, 6 Sangre Guard, 3 Sangre Guard, 3 Sangre Guard, Scouts, and a Hammer Strike. Okay, interesting list. A bit different from what we've seen. Obviously, like, no Plasma Inceptors, which are very good in Angelic Inheritors. They're almost seen as core. Also, no Vindicator tanks, which are, again, seen as very, very good in Angelic Inheritors. No Impulsors. And no sticky objectives. So what are you holding objectives with in the early game? Like the Ball Predators? Maybe Mephiston low-nopping it or something? Alright, you've got 13 drops. You've got Dante as a solo. That seems a little bit crazy. Okay. We've got 6 unled, lethals plus oaths. Dante as a solo and 6 unled seems crazy as well. Like, I'd definitely put like the no Overwatch captain with a 6. Ordained captain to be used as scoring. Eradicators plus the Hammer Strike to support the Ballistus and the Lancer. Ball Predators to score some primary. Mephiston hangs on my natural. Yeah, I mean, that's a good play for Mephiston. And an ATV sitting around on the home objective. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? If you got rid of the ATV and you had a unit of intercessors and you see your opponent doesn't have anything that can deep strike your home objective, you can sticky your home objective and then move out. And I feel like the 20 points that the intercessors cost over an ATV would be well worth that for your home objective. I mean, I actually do like the Hammer Strike. We don't see it too much. The minus, it's the one that strips cover, right? Hammer Strike abilities. Yeah, it strips cover, so it's a good one to have around, especially with Eradicators, especially with like Ball Predators, especially with like a Lancer. You can strip cover and then you can do like maximum damage. Good evening, Pound. I can't do an dude. I'm not gonna do an orc voice. I cannot sing an orc, man. Surely there's an AI that will sing an orc for you. Good evening, Krychek. Yeah, so I get it. You're going to part 2 Ball Predators potentially on like the objectives further forward. I kind of think that like you probably have to choose 2 out of 3 of these characters, right? And you probably like, I think the Inceptors are so core to what you're trying to do in Angelic Inheritors. Not having them is really rough. And then not having... If you're not going to have the Inceptors, and you're not going to have an Impulsor either. Like, Vindicator tanks, Plasma Inceptors, Impulsors, and like regular Intercessors with stickies are like 4 of the best things that you can be fielding right now. The Sanguinar has all but dropped off. Like, some matchups the Sanguinar is great, but I feel like 50% of the matchups he's average at best. If you only have 3 guys with Plasma, that's still okay, Pound. I would still put them in your list. I would field 3 Plasma Inceptors. That's not a problem. I mean, it's better if you have 6, but 3 is fine. So, you go to 100-player GT... You're getting tabled most of the games. Like, I'm playing Angelic Inheritors. I'm not getting tabled at all. Like, maybe the odd game But like I've played my current list 7 times, and I think I've won 6 times. I lost by 1 point, and I think I've been tabled once. And I think the table game I got tabled in, I did actually win by like 20 points. So I think that you want more durability in here. You want more like, you want sticky objectives probably. You want, I think running Dante solo and running the 6 Angry Guard unled is wrong, because the 6 Angry Guard want to be at strength 7 minimum, and the only way you get strength 7 is by attaching a captain. Because strength 7 means that you wound toughness 12, which is a common toughness enemy, or not common, but is seen a lot in games. You need to be able to wound toughness 12 on 5s, so if you have Lance, you wound it on 4s. You cannot be wounding toughness 12 on 6s, because even with Lance, you'll still just bounce off that target. And there's times when you need this Angry Guard to kill toughness 12 enemies. That has to be an option for you, right? Like, you're playing against knights, they've got a big giant knight, you have to be able to wound it on 5s before you give buffs, like lethal hits, +1 to wound, whatever. So I do not like the 6 Angry Guard unled in this list. I do not like Dante solo. I kind of personally don't like the Sanguiner, because I think 50% of the matchups he comes into he's got a bad deal, right? Like if he comes in Death Guard, he only wounds on 5s. He only has like 8 attacks when he arrives. Even if he hits every time, wounding on 5s, he's only doing like 2 or 3 wounds, and they probably save one of them. So like he's 140 points to do 2 to 4 damage. He's just not good enough into some matchups, in my point. And there's worse matchups for him than Death Guard, of course. So, I feel like there's definitely improvements that could be made here. And, like, I think as a general rule, if you're getting tabled in most of your games, then you should be changing things. Because that's a very risky way to play. Like, yeah, I don't like that. It's a surprise Saturday show. It is indeed, Quay. How you doing? I mean, I think I could probably be like, you know, you got an ATV and the Sanguiner, you drop both of them, you're at 200 points. That gives you an Impulsor, that gives you 5 Intercessors, and you got 40 points left over, which I'm sure we can find ways of using. We probably just need to make like one other small tweak somewhere. But an Impulsor and a unit of Intercessors are instantly going to be much, much more useful. Okay, next list. Good to see people playing Angelic Inheritors. Far too many people are just playing Liberator Assault Group. I guess Liberator Assault Group has been the most prevalent detachment this edition, right? I found dropping the Sanguiner hard purely because of the paint job I pulled off on him. I don't know, man. I think the Sanguiner is such a swingy character, right? Like, I brought him in against the Death Guard, and, like, yes, one time he one-shot, what was it, like a Plague Burst Crawler or something? He just comes in, I rolled a bunch of 6s, he did 10 wounds to a Death Guard vehicle and killed it when he arrived. And then other times he arrives and just bounces off and does absolutely nothing. So my Sanguiner looks immaculate in my display case. Do you know what? I have not finished painting my new Sanguiner. I'll still be using the firstborn model. I struggle what to find to put Impulsors and Angelic Inheritors. I mean, that's fair, Colgar. I've put Blade Guard in them. I don't like Blade Guard, actually, in Angelic Inheritors because they're only strength 5. I've put Incursors in them. I don't overly like the Incursors just because they're strength 4. The thing that I've been finding that I really like inside them are Hellblasters, which is probably a little bit unorthodox, but I mean, it does give your Impulsor 10 times strength 8 AP3 shots. So, like, if you have that hammer strike and you're stripping cover, then you are getting 10 shots into an opponent, which you can Oath of Moment, and you can overcharge as well, right? But yeah, the typical thing you would put in an Impulsor for Blood Angels, which would be which would be Assault Intercessors or Blade Guards, yes, they are not very good in Angelic Inheritors. And I probably, like, I tried running them. I've been to a tournament where I had Blade Guard in an Impulsor for Angelic Inheritors, and pretty much after the tournament, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that again. I don't like it. So Hellblasters to me feel more optimized than Blade Guard. All right, next list, Jared. I love your army list show and the rest of your content on the channel. I'd love for you to review this list. I want to take it to my first army to my friendly local gaming store where they're setting up a semi-competitive league. It's a 2,000 point list, and I appreciate your opinion. All right, we're on Liberator Assault Group. We've got a captain with a jump pack. We've got a chaplain with fight first. We've got Mephiston. We've got a Death Company captain with a jump pack, and we've got a combi weapon lieutenant. I think there's a good array of characters, so it gives us lots of options. A couple of lone operatives, a fight first. Well, two if you include Mephiston in the fight first, and then the couple of captains. We've got sticky objectives on the Impulsor. I love that. I mean, it's just useful. We have assault intercessors with jump packs ×2 ×3. 3 5s of assault intercessor jump pack are great. They're a trading unit. You just jump out. You maybe kill something. You maybe don't. You trade the objective. You keep one of them in reserve at the start of the game, in my opinion, so you have rapid ingress or deep strike choices. A couple of ballistic dreadnoughts. Good solid choice. 4 las cannons. 4 crack missiles at strength 10. Unit of Blade Guard. They'll be led by that first chaplain, so I imagine they will be in the Impulsor. Obviously, once they're out of the Impulsor, something else can get in. We've got 5 Death Company Marines. They're going to have sustained hits because of the captain leading them. We also do have a squad of infiltrators, so we can screen our home field or forward. We have a 6 and a 3 Sangre Guard. You've got blades on the 6, which I think is the correct choice because you can use your lethal hits and lance on them. And then you have spears on the 3-man unit, which I think is again the correct choice because you just get +1 to wound. You got a squad of scouts with like combat knives, the missile launcher, the chainsword. Yeah, so that's all good. So this is a pretty good thought out list, right? Like you've lost. Yes, it's Sunday, Hadley. You've lost Saturday. What the hell were you doing on Saturday, man? You must have had too much to drink Friday night. Come on. Get with the program. Mike says, technically, if I'm using Hellblasters in an Impulsor and you mortal wound itself to death, could the disembark Hellblasters then shoot again? No, Mike, because they FAQ'd that because people were doing that nonsense where they had Eliminators shoot and then embark on a vehicle and then shoot again. So they changed it. They're somewhere in the FAQ. I can't remember, but I did look for it when I was doing the Hellblasters. If the Hellblasters are shooting and the mortal wounds blow up the vehicle and all the units spill out, they're not allowed to shoot again. It is in one of the FAQs, or if it's not in the FAQ, it's... I don't get why we need like 4 different documents, right? You've got like the balanced data slate, and you've got the MFM, and then you've got designer commentary. I think it might be in the commentary, right? So no, this is a cool list, right? You've got the 6 Sangre Guard with a captain, perfect. You've got the 6 Blade Guard with a chaplain, perfect. You've got Mephiston, you've got that small Death Company unit, you've got the combi weapon lieutenant, you've got sticky objectives, you've got an Impulsor you can push forward. You've got 3 trading units of jump intercessors. The only thing you're probably a little bit shy on is like your fire support is a little bit shy, right? Like just 2 ballistic dreadnoughts. It's only 4 las cannons. It's only 4 crack missiles. It's a little shy, but I mean, Liberator Assault Group can win tournaments, and we have seen it win tournaments without any fire support. So 2 ballistic dreadnoughts is totally fine. I guess that means you can also put the ballistic dreadnoughts on an objective to try and OC something. So they're just going to stand back. You can screen with your infiltrators. I'd probably put your captain plus the 6 Sangre Guard in reserve. I'd probably start the 3 Sangre Guard and maybe like 2 of the units of jump intercessors on the board, and I'd have a unit of jump intercessors and the big unit of Sangre Guard in reserve. Or you could put the big unit of Death Company in reserve. I think you want 1 rapid ingress threat. I mean, you could even do 2 rapid ingress threats, the big unit of Sangre Guard and the big unit of Death Company, and then just have the jump intercessors in reserve as well for actions. So, there's not too much to change here, right? Like, this list might be better if it was double Vindicator tank, but obviously if you do that, you'd have to lose a unit of jump intercessors. I think it's a good list in terms of, like, if you're using the new Primaris stuff and you don't have those old tanks. It's got the Impulsor, it's got Sticky. Yeah, I got no qualms with this list. I think it's great. I would play a similar sort of list to this with, to a tournament in Liberator Assault Group. Totally fine. 2 ballistic dreadnoughts just pop transports in Liberator Assault Group. Yeah, I mean, they're not the greatest, but they're not too bad either. And like I said, they can usually find a firing lane. They're pretty cheap. Sometimes they do good damage, right? Like, I've seen a Ballistus Dreadnought kill a battle wagon at like 48 inches away. Like, toughness 12 with 16 wounds. I've seen a Ballistus Dreadnought one-shot it at 48 inches. So it happens. I think the Ballistus, yeah. I mean, I guess it can do in the region of 20 damage if you roll high. And it can happen, right? Like, anything in 40k can happen. You're only talking about rolling a few 5-ups one time in the game. So no, this is the coolest. Good luck at your tournament, Jared. I don't think I would change any of it. I personally like running 2 Impulsors. But, I mean, in Liberator Assault Group, we talk about having like three solid melee threats. You know, you've got your 4 solid melee threats, right? You've got your Blade Guard, you've got your Death Company Marines, you've got your Sanguinary Guard, your squad of 6. That is definitely 3 melee threats. But then when you add in a small unit of Sanguinary Guard and 3 units of Jump Intercessors, then you're talking about, yes, you definitely have 4, because those units can team up when needed to make 4 decent melee threats. This is a good list. I like it. If you enjoy the stream at any point tonight, guys, please do leave a like. I do appreciate it. If you are new to the channel, you could also consider subscribing. My name is John, and we do Blood Angels content on this channel literally every week. I mean, sometimes we do other armies, like other Space Marine chapters, but most of the time we do Blood Angels. And there is a Blood Angels tactics video coming out tomorrow at 5 PM for anyone that has missed it. And it is a collab with another YouTube creator. Hopefully he's organized, because I haven't heard from him. I'm sure it's going to be fine. I'm convinced. He told me what time we're releasing the video on Sunday, so I'm convinced it'll be fine. All right, Flash Besk 9201. Hi John, I'm going to play my first tournament game, 1,000 points. I was on the casual play hobby side, but I want to try real play. So this is my list. Oh, cool, dude. I think once you get into real play, regardless if you're trying to be super competitive or not, you can have a lot of fun in what we call real play. All right, we've got a captain with a jump pack. He's our warlord, plus pistol power fist, all good. We've got a captain with the Death Company, same loadout, and we've got Judisaur. So we're expecting Blade Guard for the Judisaur. We do have a 5-man unit of intercessors for Sticky. We do have a 5-man unit of jump intercessors, which we can fight in. We've got the 3 Blade Guard, who will be with the Judisaur, with obviously fight first. We've got the Death Company jump pack with a couple of Power Fist Eviscerator Chainswords. We've got 3, I guess, Sanguinary Guard. With spears, these will most likely be led with this captain. We have a Redemptor Dreadnought and an Impulsor. Okay. I like everything except the Redemptor Dreadnought. But, I mean, in 1,000 points, I suppose a Redemptor Dreadnought is better than he is in 2,000 points. It's unlikely your opponent's going to have as much shooting, so they're not going to be able to kill him, like, instantly the second he pokes his head out. He isn't very good at dealing with tanks. So you might want to put your Death Company or your Sanguinary Guard into reserve so you can rapid ingress them and deal with an enemy tank, and use the Redemptor to deal with enemy elites. Right? Like, I think if we're going after enemy elites, the Redemptor is not too bad. If he's going after enemy tanks, I don't like it. And I think that's why I don't like Redemptors in 2,000 points. But if we're going after enemy elites, I mean, we've got rocket pods with anti-fly 2-up. We have an onslaught cannon with devastating wounds. We have a plasma that we will most likely overcharge into enemy elites for AP 4. Flat 3 damage, D6 plus 1 plus blast. So into like a unit of Terminators. Enemy Terminators. If you get 8 shots from that gun, that's fucking great. His melee is pretty good as well. Flat 3. Only low AP. And then... obviously, he's -1 damage all the time. Have I missed any of his warrior? He has a couple of Stormbolters. He can have the Flamer if he wants. He has the Rocket Bod. And yeah, I mean, you take him with the Plasma, right? So yeah, I think you're right. If you were running 2,000 point list, this would be better as a Vindicator tank. I suppose, Benjamin, you could argue this is better as a Vindicator tank in 1,000 points, but I think a Redemptor is much more interesting in 1,000 points than these in 2,000 points, because it's much harder for your opponent to have a ton of anti-tank firepower in 1,000 points. They maybe have like a Gladiator Lancer. Alright, the Gladiator Lancer shoots you, he hits 2 times, he wounds once, maybe he wounds twice. Maybe you save 1, right? You get cover most likely, you're -1 damage. You know, like, he maybe survives a turn or 2. I wonder actually how he does statistically into las cannons, right? Like, how many las cannons does it actually take to drop a Redemptor Dreadnought with his -1 damage? Like, if we did, let's just say we hit him with 5 las cannons, you would wound him on 3s, right? A las cannon's AP 3, you're on a 2-up save. Imagine if you could, let's just say fuck it, you don't have any cover. The opponent has stripped your cover. So your opponent has stripped your cover, so you fail 2. You fail on 5s because the las cannon's AP 3. So 66% of the damage goes through, and the las cannon's D6. So, that's wrong. So 5 las cannons statistically do 7.6 damage to him because of the -1 damage. So realistically, a Redemptor Dreadnought has what, 12 wounds? Yeah, 12 wounds. So you need to divide that by 5 and then inverse that. So 10 divided by 0.52. No, 12 divided by 0.52, sorry. 12 divided by 1.52. So you need to successfully hit him 8 times with a las cannon to kill him statistically. So that's actually pretty good. And that's before you could say he would be standing in cover. So I think he's a much better proposition in 1,000 points. So I mean, the rest of this list is good, right? We've got that Impulsor, I guess, or we've got probably the Blade Guard inside it. So we stick your home field objective with the Intercessors, we move forward with the Blade Guard, we put the Sanguinary Guard or Death Company in reserve. You could even put the Jump Intercessors in reserve if you really want to. We push forward with the Impulsor. Yeah, I think it's totally fine. I suppose the one thing to say is, like, a Judasar with 3 Blade Guard, you might be better just saying 2 squads of 3 Blade Guard, right? Like, I don't know how much value you're gonna get out of the fight first in the Blade Guard, especially when they're inside an Impulsor, and especially in 1,000 points, right? You're gonna be pushing the Impulsor forward 12 inches, you're gonna be advancing it, hopefully into cover, so your Impulsor is forward like 15, 16 inches. In your second turn, you're probably gonna disembark your Blade Guard 3, you're gonna move 6. So at that point, plus the 16 inches from turn 1, you're already 24, 25 inches across the board, something like that. So if you're already 25 inches across the board and then you're about to charge, you're probably charging anything that you want anyway. So, like, how much value has the Judasar got there? I notice you have 10 points left. You might be better just either making this 1 squad of 6 Blade Guard and or inside the Impulsor you have 2 squads of 3 Blade Guard. So once that Impulsor moves forward, you leave 3 inside to react to any sort of threat, and you take 3 outside and charge. I mean, 3 Blade Guard in Liberator Assault Group will statistically kill 5 Intercessors. So being able to do that twice might be more valuable than the fight first from the Judasar. Now, I'm not saying the Judasar with the fight first is not valuable. He definitely would be valuable in some situations. But sometimes having more units and having more essentially sacrificial units, which I guess 3 Blade Guard would be quite sacrificial, right? But if they can go in and cause a ruckus and kill enough models to, like, take an objective away from your opponent, and then you still have another 3 to do the exact same the next turn, that might be more valuable. So that's just pointing out something as a potential option to make this list play differently. And yeah, I mean, like we said, Vindicator tanks are kind of king, but then Vindicator tanks are probably going to Legends. So we have to factor in the. I would say I'd be very surprised if Vindicator tanks do not get Legends. And I guess if we're talking about Legends, last time round it was the beginning of June. So you really only have, considering Like, you would have November, December, and then 5 months next year. So if you're buying a Vindicator tank today, and it takes a week to get to you, and you take a week to make it and paint it, from today you only have 7 months, probably, until it goes to Legends. And you could say that for any Firstborn model, right? Like Devastator squads, tactical squads. The window of those models' lifespan is surely shrinking. We don't know exactly when, but I feel like it's super risky to buy that stuff now. Oh, Finn said in the chat, perfect question. I'm trying to pick between a Gladiator Lancer and a Vindicator. Is the 2+ save on the Vindicator its main superiority? It's a bloody headache inducing this. No, the Vindicator has a lot of superiority, Pin. It's like, it's got a 2+ save, it's got toughness 11. I mean, that just those two things alone are massive. And then you also have the fact that when it shoots, it can end up doing like 10 hits at strength 14, right? And it's so versatile, right? The Vindicator can kill anything, from Gretchen to Nurglings to super heavy tanks. It just kills the entire array of things. Terminators, 8 bounds, anything. Because it just like, yes, sometimes you roll a 1 or a 2 and you're like, oh god, I only got 5 shots from the Vindicator tank. But see, when you roll a 1 or a 2 for your Vindicator tank and you only get 5 shots, you're still getting 3 more shots than your Gladiator Lancer, right? And I mean, your Lancer maybe has slightly better AP and maybe has slightly more damage, but I think it really just comes down to the Vindicator has a crap load of weight of fire. And when you roll like, I've been in games and tournaments where it's like, oh, my Vindicator's going to shoot. There's a 6. Okay, now we get to make like 11 strength 14 hits. And I can pay 1 CP and give it sustained hits as well. In fact, actually, Marius, when we were playing on stream, I think that's exactly what happened, is my Vindicator, I rolled like a 5 for the number of shots. I was shooting his Land Raider, so I had 8 shots against his Land Raider. I'd paid 1 CP, so I was getting sustained hits. I rolled like 3 or 4 6s. All of a sudden, it's like, I've got 13 wound rolls to make against Land Raider with my fucking strength 14 cannon. Like, it's just, like, it and the Gladiator are so far apart, right? The Gladiator's got its 2 wound rolls, and I've got 13, like. But the Vindicator will be gone in 7 months. So, if it's still here in 7 months, I will be very surprised. If you're buying a Vindicator today, buy the Horus Heresy version, and then you may be able to sell it when it goes to Legends. Yeah, or maybe people might already be selling them on eBay. I mean, that could be a thing, right? Like, Vindicator tanks. You can get painted ones on eBay for $50. And that is the Horus Heresy. Oh, maybe even less, actually. Yeah, people are probably knowing that there's a high chance, that's pretty generic black scheme, you could just file off those Black Templar things, put on some red crosses, and it'd be Death Company. $31. Actually ends, like, no one's even really bidding on this because it ends in 17 hours. I think you can actually even see how many people are watching. One person is watching this. So you'll be bidding against one other guy to win this Vindicator tank. So yeah, I think some people are probably going to be selling them already because there's a very high chance they're going to Legends. All right, Benjamin is the next list. Oh, Seal's there. Hey, bro. Came third at a local RTT today. Beat Death Guard, Tabled World Eaters. Only lost against 5 Catan and the Silent King Necrons. Won some Vanguard vets. Congrats on winning some Vanguard vets. Dude, 5 Catan and the Silent King. Like, who brings that, man? That's like the ultimate troll, isn't it? Like, geez, oh. I think we were at a tournament, me and Marius, and someone had that nonsense. I think it was like, maybe it wasn't 5 Catan, maybe it was only 4. But like 4 Catan in a Doomsday Arc or something, like, cool. That'll be fun to fight against. Just buy one, says Ben. They are the coolest tank. Well, there you go. There's the range of opinions. If you have a friend that has a Vindicator tank, could you borrow it for the next 7 months? But I guess if you're future-proofing your army, you want to buy the Lancer. And the cool thing about Lancer is, when you build it, if you don't stick the top on, you can lift the entire top off, and then you just have an impulsor as well. So you kind of get 2 tanks for the price of 1 with the Gladiator Lancer. Well, you actually get more because you can also magnetize the turret, because the turret can be like a laser or a onslaught cannon. Excuse me. So you get options with. So buy, yeah. If you're trying to work out what to buy, you have to buy the Gladiator. Slap a toilet roll tube to the front of the rifle. Yeah. All right, Benjamin. Hi, John. I've had a great success playing third in my first 1,000-point incursion tournament. I'm entering 1,500-point tournament, building up to GT next summer. I've been running the jump captain with the blades. All right, cool. So we've got Liberator Assault Group 1,500-point tournament list. We don't do 1,500-point tournaments on this. Sorry, we don't do 1,500-point lists on the channel all that much, but I think it's a good thing to look at now and again. We've got a captain with the jump pack, the new one with that relic shield and thunderhammer. We've got a fight first Primarch, chaplain with speed of the Primarch. We've got chaplain with a jump pack. We've got Mephiston. Okay, and then we've got the Impulsor. We've got the Jump Intercessors and a Ballistus Dreadnought. We've got the Blade Guard in a 6. We've got Death Company Marines with the Jump Pack. But we aren't leading them. Okay, we don't often see Death Company unled, but I think it's okay at 120 points. We have a unit of Infiltrators. We have 2 units of Sanguinary Guard, and then we have a Vindicator tank. Interesting. Okay, is there a combat patrol or other box that's good for a number of jump intercessors? I mean, if you buy the Blood Angels combat patrol, and you could buy 10 3D printed jump packs, right? Like, that could be one option. There's plenty of places that will sell you 3D printed jump packs, right? One of the places that I have a link in the video description actually is to Wargame Portal. And Wargame Portal, I can't remember where it is, but yeah, Grey Tide Studios, Crimson Lords, right? They'll sell you 5 jump packs that are themed Blood Angels, a little bit cooler than the generic ones you get these days, or winged ones. And I think these might be better. Like, I'm in the United Kingdom. I bet you if you change this to probably be at the top of the list, would it be United States dollars? Yeah, I mean, they're cheaper in USD, of course they are, because they're in the US. But there's plenty of places that will sell you jump pack. You know, like if you buy the Blood Angels Combat Patrol, you can go and buy 3D printed jump packs, no problem. You get jump pack intercessors, the Raven Guard Combat Patrol. Are they doing a Christmas box that's got a lot of jump pack units in it? I actually don't know. I haven't been paying too much attention to the Christmas boxes. I must admit, it's been a while since I bought one of the Christmas boxes because I just buy the new Space Marines every time they come out, so I never feel like I need to buy the Christmas boxes. Okay, so the Death Company are led by the Chaplain with the jump pack. Of course they are. +1 to wound. Cool. We've got the Mephiston as the lone operative. We've got the Chaplain leading the Blade Guard. We've got the Captain with probably 3 of the Sanguinary Guard. We've got Infiltrators. We've got a Ballistus and a Vindicator tank. We've got 2 small units of Sanguinary Guard. A unit of Jump Assault Intercessors. An Impulsor for the Blade Guard. Yeah, I mean, it's good. The thing that sort of sneaks out at me, or sticks out at me, maybe that's a better word than sneak, is I just like having a captain plus 6 Sanguinary Guard. Now, you probably don't need that as much in 1,500 points, or even 1,000 points as you need it in 2,000 points. But I think that unit is just super useful because it kills just about anything. And I think it's nice to have a unit that will kill just about anything. And 1,500 points, I guess, the battles are smaller. But it is still nice to just have a 6-man unit of Sangre Guard plus a captain in reserve that you can just be like, they're in reserve, they're rapid ingressing. It's usually pretty hard to stop that rapid ingress, right? And then they move 12 inches anyway, and then they shoot some infernal pistols. They can grenade for free if need be, and then they can charge, and they can re-roll the charge again for free if need be. It's just a very, very, like, it's almost like a... It's like a scalpel, right? Like, you're looking at the battlefield and you're just be like, I just need to extract this enemy model from the tabletop. That's what my captain plus my 6 Sangre Guard can do. I mean, you could do that with Lamartus plus 10 Death Company to a certain extent as well, if you give them Red Rampage for the +1 to wound. You know, re-rolling all hits, re-rolling charges from Lamartus and the Death Company. But yeah, so... but as far as like a solid 1,500 point list, everything in this list is solid. Everything in this list gets tournament play. Everything in this list is probably seen as somewhat quite competitive. There are no bad picks in this list. I don't have enough experience playing 1,500 points to tell you if you need that 6 Sangre Guard with the captain and 1,500 points. But I feel like in my 2,000 point games, I really rely on having that, right? Hello, Henry, how are you? Hello, Commander Dante's in the channel. How are you doing, Dante? I actually want to know what your real name is, Commander Dante, because I'm pretty sure it's not Commander Dante and you're always here. Or do you just like being called Dante? You like having the infiltrators? I mean, I think having infiltrators is a fine choice. I think you can do the same thing with intercessors to a certain extent. I would still take Dante as +1 to advance and charge, plus battle shock aura rules, plus countering -1 to hit, not to mention Dante's a beast. Yeah, no, I'm off that. Like, I'm off Dante. I just think he's too expensive. I just think a captain offers very similar, and he's like 45 points cheaper. I don't think Dante offers enough over the captain. I suppose that depends on how you play him, though, right? Because you're saying, like, you like Dante's +1 to advance and charge. Well, I typically have my big squad of 6 in rapid ingress, and they're just going to rapid ingress 12 inches away. So extra to advance and charge is basically irrelevant, because I'm never going to need to roll a charge of more than, like, Snake Eyes, right? Countering -1 to hit, well, I mean, you know, in Angelic Inheritors, I'm rerolling hits of 1 from having the character anyway, and I think if you're in Liberator Assault Group, you could just use Oath of Moment, right? Lord Commander is fine. My new real name is Tyler. Alright, cool. I'll try and remember. I've got memory like a 7. If you missed the start of the stream, I'm just starting... Well, I'm 10% in now. I'm just starting a 72-hour fast. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to 72 hours. But my plan is to try and get somewhere in the region of 72 hours. So I'm 10% of the way. I mean, I've got a little bit of a headache. I feel a little bit discombobulated, but we'll see. Okay. Good evening, Brandon. I'm playing Imperial Knights on Monday for my local ladder league and would really appreciate some tips on playing with lag. 2,000 points. If you're playing against Knights, the way you beat Knights is that you kill whole Knights. And you need to be killing like 2 or 3 Knights every turn. When you play against Knights, you basically win or lose on the fact of... It's basically on a knife edge, right? Like, in turn 1, let's say you take 2 Knights and you put them both down to 1 wound. That's horrendous. That's the worst ever. Because their army will still be functioning at, like, full strength. So you absolutely need to be killing entire models. Or, yeah, entire models. So you need to be... You know, the exact same thing, if in that same turn where you did put both Knights on 1 health, if you killed both those Knights, that's huge. And that's literally how you, like, if they're running an Armiger list, they'll have about 13 Armigers. If they're running a list with big Knights, they'll probably have 1 or 2 big Knights and a bunch of Armigers, right? You just need to be killing you don't need to be killing big knights every turn, but you need to be killing, like, if it's against 13 armigers, you need to be killing 2 death, not leaving them in low wounds, 2 armigers to 3 armigers every turn. Because here's the thing, even with 1 wound remaining, an armiger's like fucking OC 8. I honestly think it is stupid that a 1 wound model has that level of OC, but that's what it is. I could be lying here. I can't spell. Like I said, I'm armiger. It's OC 6 now, is it? Maybe it used to be OC 8. Or maybe it's the big ones that are OC 8. Helverins, OC 6. Paladin, other OC 10. I don't know who the hell was OC 8, but OC 6 is still quite a lot, right? Like, unless you are battle line, for example, like you're playing Space Marines, right? Most of your units are like 5s or 6s, or in the case of like Sangre Guard, 3s or Blade Guard, 3s. So a 1 wound knight is going to deny you primary scoring a bunch of times because. And here's the thing, sometimes the opponent's going to put 2 knights on the objective. Like, 1 shooting knight and 1 melee knight. So they're OC 12 in the objective. You know, so winning or losing the game against knights is all dependent on your ability to fully kill knights. And when I play knights, I've lost as much games as I've won. Because, you know, I know that I need to be killing knights, but sometimes you shoot, you know, this is all my shooting, it's all going into this knight. Oh shit, I've left that knight on 1 wound and I've got nothing over there that can charge it. You know, that's it. There's no way to finish off that last wound. And like, I've been in games where I've lost to knights really badly, and if you look around the table, it's like, oh, that knight's on 2 wounds, and this one's on 1 wound, and this one's on 3 wounds, and this one's on 2 wounds. And like, every knight is like teetering on the edge, but that's how you beat knights. You have to kill the models. I mean, that's why I think people call it like a stat check army, right? Because 2 1 wound knights on an objective that's OC 12. Like, what in Blood Angels have you got that's going to out OC 12 in standard objective? Like, nothing. Like, unless you're running like 10 assault intercessors, which barely anyone runs, right? You're not beating OC 12. So what sort of units would you be taking? I always take double lancer, but I'm not sure what else. So you want like you probably need like 6 Sangre Guard plus a captain. That probably kills some knights. You probably want like 5 Death Company with a chaplain with jump packs. That probably kills some knights. Blade Guards probably kill some knights. I mean, you need to know, or you need to pick units. Like, just look at the toughness and profile of an armiger, right? Like, it's almost as simple as that. Where like, and they did make armigers a little bit weaker now. They are only T9, but you need to be able to. 14 wounds is a lot with a 5-up invuln save, to be fair. But you need to be able to kill this, like, and you need to probably know if your unit can kill that or not, right? Because like at the start of the turn, when you look at the battlefield, you need to be able to like pick 2 or 3 knights and be like, I have to kill this one, I have to kill this one, I have to kill this one, and I can't be leaving any of them on 1 or 2 wounds, because if I do, they'll just walk the 1 wound knight onto my objective, and they'll suddenly have OC 12 in that objective, and you'll lose 5 points, and you'll lose the game because of it. My first game against Knights, I did 92 wounds, and I only had 1 dead armiger at the end of the game. Yeah, well, and you probably got absolutely trounced on the score, right, Calgar? If you search my channel, I've got a few games where I've played against Knights. I'm sure I've got some battle reports where I've done against Knights, but it really just comes down to picking the right targets and not leaving injured, because they don't. I really think they should lose OC if they're on 1 wound of 14. Like, I really don't think they should be 6 OC when it's 1 wound out of 14, especially when their whole army is this crazy OC. But it is what it is. So yes, Lancers would help, but I mean, in some ways, Lancers can kind of get jibbed over because they're a 5-up invuln save. What's the link for the data sheets? It's called 39k Pro, right? 39k.pro. I don't know whose website it is, but it seems to have every data sheet. And when I don't, and it works pretty good on mobile as well. I think probably whoever made the website doesn't share who they are that made it, so they don't get shut down. Because it probably should get shut down, but it's pretty handy because sometimes you buy a model and you don't have the rules. Cool. I hear what you're saying about the captain over Dante. I completely forgot the way you use them. I tend to have Dante and 6 behind the center ruin to basically teleport and stomp anything. I mean, that's a valid way of playing them. I like to put the 6 Angry Guard in reserve because I just think it sort of guarantees that they can be delivered where they need to be. So, yeah, I think that's it for tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I know we normally do armies lists on a Sunday, but tomorrow, 5 p.m, new tactics video coming out. Please do watch it, and please do support the other creator that I am doing tomorrow's video with. There'll be a link in the description to him and his channel. I'd appreciate that if you could like the video and go over and like his video, because we're both making a video about the same Blood Angels unit. That's the idea. So my channel, there'll be a video about the Blood Angels, and on his channel, there'll also be a video about the Blood Angels. So if you want Blood Angels content, then 5 p.m. tomorrow. So that'll be like 20 hours pretty much from now, because it'll be noon Eastern. Cool. So enjoy your evening. Thank you so much for watching. There's also going to be a video coming out this week about my pathetic attempt to fast for 72 hours. I am 7 hours 42 minutes in. So I'm looking forward to my and because Jason always makes fun of me being Scottish and really liking beans on toast, I'm going to put beans on toast in my video. So 72 minus 7.5. So I'm looking forward to my beans on toast in 64.5 hours. And I've fasted before, but never for 72 hours. Yeah, never for 72 hours. Never even 36 hours. And I know when you fast that long, or I know when you fast more than like 24 hours, food is really, really delicious. Like, it's ridiculous how delicious it is. Like, you could eat something that you hate, absolutely hate, and it'll be the most delicious thing ever, because you haven't eaten in 72 hours. So that beans on toast is going to be like, it's going to be properly orgasmic or something, you know? It's going to be the best beans on toast I've ever had. So I'm looking forward to it. 64.5 hours. You guys have a really... am I preparing for an operation? No, I'm just fasting, man. I'm on this weird health kick. I've been, ever since I broke my arm when I was like 39.5, do you know what? You'll see the video, Robert. I broke my arm when I was 39.5, right? And the doctors and like my family all basically told me that like I was never going to get the movement back in my arm. I was going to be sore for the rest of my life. You know, like everyone was super negative about it. And I think in a way I have to appreciate the fact that everybody was so negative about it, because it forced me to flip it and be like, I am not going to have a sore arm for the rest of my life. I'm going to do everything I can to get my arm back to like full strength. And it got me on this giant health journey. So I'll talk about it a little bit more when I put the video out this week. But anyway, I'll see you guys sometime this week. I think I'll be live on Wednesday night probably. But I will not be live tomorrow because there'll be the tactics video tomorrow evening. So leave a like if you can on the stream. Enjoy your Saturday night, guys. Thanks ever so much for watching. Take care. Peace.